Hi everyone. On June the 8th, the Holy Orthodox Church celebrates the memory of a very wonderful yet simple Georgian priest named Tevdore. Now, Tevdore labored in the 16th century in Georgia, reposing finally in 1609 in his town of Kvelta. At that time, however, the Ottoman Empire was actively engaged in a bitter war with the Persians for control of the Near East. Now, unfortunately for Tevdore, the Ottomans worked their way first into the southern part of Georgia, and then in 1609 they attacked the eastern part of Georgia, which was where the king was, because he was in his summer residence at that point. Now, Tevdore could not escape the Ottomans. Many in his town were able to do so, but he was trapped, and so he locked himself inside the church and quickly tried to hide away as many of the sacred vessels and belongings of the church as he could. But finally, the Ottomans found him, and they realized that this simple man was someone who could lead them to where the king was staying. Now, they knew that the king was there in his summer residence, but needed a guide to take them there. And so they threatened the holy priest Tevdore with death if he did not lead them. Tevdore, however, again, being a very simple man, but loyal to the Orthodox faith and loyal to his country in a way that is perhaps difficult for us living here in the United States to understand. But this man decided to serve as their guide, yet he took them in a completely opposite direction from where the king was. It was a narrow, mountainous path that was arduous and difficult to traverse. And by doing so, a number of the Ottoman soldiers, a lot of the horses, carts, and wagons ended up tumbling off the mountain, killing most of them. Tevdore, of course, was not seeking to kill anyone, but instead to protect the things of the Orthodox faith, and particularly the location and person of the Orthodox king of Georgia. Well, eventually, the Ottomans realized that they were on a fool's errand and that they had been misled completely by this simple priest. Enraged, just absolutely furious and angered with him, they beheaded him on the spot. Now, because of the actions of Saint Tevdore, the king of Georgia had an opportunity to reinforce the number of men that he had and to reinforce the supplies that Tevdore had been able to deceive the Ottomans, and they, as a result, were not able to attack the king, who at that point was far outnumbered. But the king, having had this additional time because of this one saintly man, was able to finally rout the Ottomans and completely destroy the enemy. If this had not happened, who knows what would have occurred after that in terms of the slaughter and pillage, and perhaps most importantly, the loss of a large portion of the country we now know as Georgia to the Ottomans in their incredible quest all over that area to take over as much property as they could get their hands on. Tevdore, however, not being a theologian, not being particularly anyone at the time, as far as we know, who was known for his saintly or sainted actions, is a man that rose to the occasion and willingly sacrificed his life for the sake of the Holy Church and the fatherland that he loved so much. Again, it's difficult for us to comprehend some of these things today because we don't have that type of political system, nor do we have here the many, many long, long years of living in one country and all of the familial ties and love for that country that sort of thing engenders. But Tevdore definitely had it. And keeping in mind our Lord Jesus Christ first and foremost, he embarked suddenly, without warning, not a military man, not a learned man, but simply going on his instincts to protect the church. He is now relegated to the saints of heaven. By his prayers, may we all also be able to keep in mind those things that are most important, no matter where we live or where we are. And those would certainly include faith in our Lord Jesus Christ and love for his holy church.